Welcome back. Will Worsham joins us for this week's Speaking Legal discussion. Thanks for coming back, Will.
Good to see you, Will.
Glad to be here.
I'm just always glad you show up.
I'm always glad I show up, too.
Yeah.
So, how's it going this week?
It's going, it's a good
all
week.
right?
It's only Tuesday. It's going good. Yes.
So far, so good.
That's good.
All right, well, I like today because we have a topic today.
We do.
Yes.
It's not necessarily a question, it's a
Right.
topic, and you're going to try to get all these awesome points in. Here's the topic. 6 common mistakes when people make... mistakes when oh, let me read that again. Sorry, Will. I have not been reading long. 6 common mistakes people make when naming guardians.
Okay.
So I already can tell you one mistake. Don't name Kelly as my
I was going to
guardian.
say, you know, that was funny you said that. Could I be his guardian? That's what I was going to say.
I'm hoping he doesn't need a guardian
Listen.
at this
and
point.
she'll pull the plug.
So, yeah, really. And I actually think it's going to take us more than 1 week to cover these. I really think probably just the first 2
Okay, that's totally
we'll
fine.
get to today. And really this is centered on our kids' protection plans that we're doing right now because honestly, most parents out there, families with young children, have made no provision for their children at all. They have not made a plan, which means they have a plan which is called the no plan, which means the state takes over and decides what happens with those kids when maybe mom and dad don't make it home.
And that's scary.
It is really scary. And so, but some people have taken the initiative. They said, well, we've named guardians. But what we've discovered in our research as we're putting our plan together to make sure we're getting good plans for people is there are 6 really common mistakes that people, even lawyers, make when they help people.
Wait, lawyers make mistakes, Will?
Yeah, it happens.
Oh,
Will,
wow.
what? Breaking news.
Yeah, no, it does happen.
And they're honest. Did you hear that? Because he just admitted
admitted it, yeah.
he makes mistakes.
Well, I'm going to tell you that some mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Because we just maybe haven't thought all the way through all the ramifications. It sounds like a good decision. It seems like, yeah, that's no problem. But really a good plan takes into consideration some contingencies and some things.
Okay.
And so the first mistake that people make, even lawyers, when naming guardians for their kids, is they only name one guardian.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
so what if something happens to that one person?
Exactly. And so there's any number of reasons why that can be a problem. First of all, yeah, maybe the person you named as a guardian dies or is incapacitated as well. Then your plan's going to fail, and we're right back to having a no plan. Maybe they don't want to serve. Maybe they decide not to serve. Now, hopefully, you've asked them.
That's what you have to ask them ahead of time, right?
You'd be surprised how many people actually don't. They just
I didn't
pick,
think
yeah,
that
it happens, and we actually take care of that too. We in our kids protection plans, we have the letters that go to the nominated guardians that actually not only tell them they've been nominated, even though we hope our clients have asked them first and we've instructed them to do so, but actually give them instructions on what to do if you're notified as a guardian that it's time to take action.
That's a big responsibility.
So we kind of give them a little bit of an owner's manual that the guardians have if something does happen to mom and dad that they need to step up.
Oh, okay.
But so it's really important that you have more than one guardian name because if that first guardian doesn't work out for some reason, then you've got a second, and we usually name up to 3. We really like to have at least 3 guardians.
And there's 3 people who do not have to be related. Like, it doesn't have to be husband and wife.
No,
It could be a woman and then a totally different man second and a totally different person.
And in fact, that leads me into our second mistake that people make is by naming a couple.
Oh, that's a mistake. Okay, I would not know that.
It can be a mistake if you haven't thought it through because maybe you want, let's say, your sister to be the guardian.
Right.
Okay, so you're like, well, that's great. I want my sister and her husband. They'll be great guardians. The issue then becomes, do you want Bob, let's say, the brother-in-law, if sister has passed away, do you want Bob and Bob alone to be the guardian of those kids?
That's something to think about.
Now, maybe you do, and maybe that's okay, but we can put language in your nominations of guardians, and we're going to talk about that document next week, because that's a different way of selecting guardians, and that's another mistake we're going to talk about, is not using a nomination of guardian selection. But you have to make sure that if you name a couple, are you okay with only one of those?
You have to be okay with both of them.
Right, so you could say Sally and Bob Jones, but not Bob Jones alone.
Right.
I gotcha.
Right.
Oh,
so you can you can write the language into those guardianship nominations so that you get the result that you want. Now, maybe it is okay if it's just Bob, but that's something you have to think through. That if you name a couple, are we okay with just one of those being the guardian if something has happened to the other one?
Well, that was an episode of Friends, just so you know.
Oh, is that right?
That was
interesting.
Monica and Chandler.
Oh, well, that's true.
It is true.
Yeah, okay.
When you spoke to that, I was like, I know that story. I know it.
This is a big question. I know, like you said, it's going to take a little longer than what we have today to answer all of that. But, of course, you want the kids to feel comfortable with whoever you choose as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And so those are all things that you know, if those are decisions you just can't make yourself, or maybe you and your spouse can't come to those decisions together, come and see us. We'll help you walk through. We've got a roadmap that we can help you. These are the questions to think about so that you pick the guardians that you want. And honestly, whoever you pick is probably going to be better than who a court would pick.
Absolutely.
sure.
So
Absolutely,
even if
Will.
you think you made a bad decision, at least any decision is better than no
No
decision.
decision.
Well, you've only covered 2. I can't wait for the other 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming.
They are.
Okay.
You got to stay tuned. If you have a legal question for Will, you can email him at wworsham@color10.com, and he'll answer your question right here on the show. Good information, Will.
Thank you, Will. Good to
know.
see you.
You bet.
Up next, it's our 1 Million Cups Business Spotlight of the Week, Ozarks Live. We'll be right back.